Alright, it is time to continue this eternity grind. So last time I calculated I need 1.3 million to do the rest of the races. And I've currently got 500,000. Oh right, Honda's 2,000. That's what I wanted to pick for next time, I suppose. So we still need another 1 point. Sorry, not even 1 point. 700,000. Something wrong with my right ear. Sometimes it like blacks out. I don't hear anything from the right ear. That's weird. What is going on? Cable loose or something? No. Oh, wait a second. No, everything's fine. That's odd. That is odd. Hey, Miso. Corona. That's supposed to be the GT2 title screen sound morphing. least that's what I interpreted. Cause yeah, But yeah, that sound thing I had was weird. I hope it's okay now. Like, it could be my ear playing tricks. I'm also gonna hang up laundry soon, so I'll do a few races and listen when the machine stops. Obviously it won't take long, but just letting you know. Wish I could use my blue controller. It feels slightly weird using this. I was also doing testing, Joseph, and the Rancho Street circuit with the bridge exit from the pits. That track works quite well with the F1 actually. A little boring for the most part, but there's a couple of good turns. And most of the tracks are just boring with the F1s, even the street circuits. They're not a challenge for those cars. So yeah, at first I was like, I don't need to create open wheel races because we already have plenty of races and we can finally use them on them, but so boring. But like K tracks, slower car tracks work better. And also nice. See, it'll show this direction again. Sometimes the game just loves to throw you the same track in a row. I don't know what's up with that. You have like over... actually no, not like over 20 tracks, but like around 20 tracks to choose from, and you choose to stick with the same, even the same direction. probably not here. Oh, I thought I could make it in time. But no. Oh my god. And I just caused that. Or... yeah. I pulled my own leg. But yeah, I guess it was just my ear derping earlier when I kept flickering between stereo and mono. My right ear like blacking out randomly. That might actually be like after effects of spending time in a workshop 5 days a week. Of course we're supposed to use noise protection, but yeah. Didn't mean to do that, but oh well. Redemption for last race. This time brakes slightly earlier. Weird game. I mean, I don't mind, but it's just weird. Like, why does this shit happen? I swear if the same trend happens 3 times in a row. Alright, is it gonna be high speed ring again? Nope. Wow, what a surprise. And hey Slow, how's it going? I don't know why it breaks so much. I expect it to be more severe than that, but it's not. Kinda fast. Anyway, I'm gonna go hang up the laundry, so it'll be a bit not too long, but just letting you know. So yeah, I'll be back. There we go. I have returned to this realm. And hello, by the way, Nog. I agree. Oh no. What is going on? This has happened twice before, that my PS2 just suddenly turns off. Is it like broken, or is there a problem with the electricity in my flat? Oh, there you go. I lost all the progress, man. I mean, thankfully I didn't play that long, but... God damn it. Yeah, that's like so weird. I don't know what's wrong with it. Works just fine otherwise, but suddenly it just decides to turn off. Okay, let's do this again. Part 8 of starting GT2 the hard way. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I didn't do more than like 10 races, but still. Kinda stinks. Oops. But I don't want to keep saving either. I'm just hoping that console doesn't flip. I might as well try and secure the cables. Oh, the thing is, I'm completing as much of the game as possible without... Oops, I didn't have my analog on. Completing as much of the game as possible without acquiring any licenses, and that means money grinding is a pain. I'm like almost done, but I need a lot more money, and that means lots of raises. The most you can get at once is 10k, so 10 raises equals 100k, and I still need like 700k, which effectively means 70 races. So it is a process, but we're over halfway done easily. So it doesn't take much more. Just 70 more races for the money. Around 70, and then doing what races we still have left. And yeah, I should have included the paste bin that I made for this occasion. Can't forget about its existence. But it cannot be the fault of the extension cable, because the TV stayed on. Or well, maybe it was like a very quick shortage of power, so the TV turned itself back on or something. I have no idea. Would have to find the cause. But I really hope it's not the console, because even though I have another PS2, the fat one, that one can't read discs as well, and you know, it's chunky. The fat PS2 works, but it's It reads discs slightly badly, because even a mint disc can have like music skipping and stuff. So when I played on the fat PS2 and my GT2 disc was less scratched then, because it's obviously more scratched, because I've used it a lot on the Slim. Yeah, back in the day when it was like almost mint. On the fat PS2 you still got music skipping, so it's a little finicky, but at least it works. I hope this console's not flipping. So I've had some problems with electricity earlier on. I was just modding my own business on my PC and I had 3 shortages just suddenly turned off and immediately got the electricity back, so fun times. I mean, if there is a risk that the console will turn itself off again, I would have to save, like, occasionally. I don't want to do that constantly because it's kind of slow. Too bad there is no autosave. If I had autosave, I would have lost no progress. But you know, it's a bad sign, because if I want to do speedruns, that could easily happen again and then I lose the speedrun progress. Especially if it's a long run. Because I'm kind of planning to do that Enthusia speedrun, attempting it again, and I'm kind of scared if the console does the same again. But while I was away during the week and I was playing on the PS2, it worked just fine. So I'm starting to think there's something funky going on in my flat. Guys, remember I did have those 3 shortages earlier. And like, even if it is the console's fault, how do you like notice if you take it apart? Like, how do you notice that something's broken? Like, how do you know what you have to well, it's probably the power supply or something that's messed up, or something else. So that's what I'm wondering, like, what exactly causes that, if it's the console. Thank you. Yeah. I guess I would have to play like a lot more actively while I'm away. So if the same happens there, then it's obviously the console's fault, or most likely would be a freak accident if there's electricity issues there too. But if the same happens, then it's most likely the console, which is not good. I actually got lucky. I found this Slim from a flea market for quite a cheap price. And it works so goddamn well, but then we have that. Just recently started doing that, like less than a month ago, probably. So yeah, fun times. But yeah, if the power decides to go out again, we'll just switch to console. But I'm kind of secretly hoping that if we have to switch to console, I hope the same happens to the Fat. Because then it probably wouldn't be the console's fault. I mean, if it decides to turn off again, like, oh, as well. It's been a while since I last used it, but still. Don't think standing still does anything to it. Also, are we doing this again? Yeah. Before the power went out, I had twice when the game decided to throw me the same track in a row. Same direction as well. First it was Seattle short, then Rome short. Like, I don't know what's up with that. Sometimes the game just wants you to do the same track again. Same direction, no less. You have like 20 tracks to choose from, and yet you decide to stick with the same. Well, technically this is not the same track, because the previous race had no sponsors and less detail on the mountain. That's also one thing I don't get, like, why is there two versions? It's like the other version is meant for like 2-player battle, with less detail being less They're less demanding. But that's exactly what I don't get, like why would the 2-player version be on the 2D mode disc? Or maybe it's supposed to be like attention to detail, like it's like a club race day version where you don't have the sponsors. But why would they take them off though? I don't know. And it's not just the sponsors, it's also the detail. Like this hill in the background, you have those bushes and stuff, but in the previous race there were none, it was just a green block. With no bushes and trees. So I don't know. And it's always consistent, like the same stuff is always missing, not just randomly something. Oh well, that's just one of the mysteries in GT2. Money. What else? And he also missed it by my console. Lost power, so I lost a bit of progress. Like around 10 races, but it's no big deal. But if it does that again, we have to switch the console. And then hope that it happens again, so it's not the Slim's fault. Oops. Poor judgment. This time let's judge this turn better. A little better. Well, I think I lost it there. Or maybe not. Why did I hesitate? I don't know. At least we aren't getting the same tracks again. I'm not grinding for cars, I'm grinding for the race mods. I already have all the cars. Because I mean, all I have to do is manufacture races. There's no car I need that much money for. Even the DP7 doesn't cost that much. And I mean, you should know you've done manufacturer races, so you know which cars there will be. Oh, wall hits everywhere. Don't know when I'll switch the car, to be honest. S2000 is pretty fun to drive. Okay, an hour until F1 starts, so we'll stream for like 40 more minutes. But I will get back to this after I watched and eaten. Oh, that hurts my OCD. Okay, so there's at least 2 parts which are 5 to 6 hours, so that's like 10, and then 6 more parts, obviously this being the one. Yeah, probably something like that. Or something like 24 hours. But yeah, no way I can do this in one day. Even longer than 100%, so Yeah, we're gonna see Konga. Yes. Everyone just heating into the wall, or at least the 3 there. And yeah, now that I did a quick calculation, it's been probably more than 30 hours. 3 times 6, that's 18. Then we have the 2 parts which were like 5 to 6 hours. Yeah. Quite a lot of time. And we still have quite a way to go. Won't be able to finish it this part even if the PS2 didn't go off. So I still need to grind like 600k. That means 60 races. And even if I do those 60 races here, I still need to do the manufacturer races I have left. There's plenty. I'll do 3 more races with this. So 700k and then we'll switch the car. This car is kind of fun to drive, that's why I haven't switched yet. Apparently this time it's me who has the wrong color in the car. Usually it's a bunch of those yellow and blue ones and then one with a different livery. This time it looks like everyone else has the other livery now. And I'm the black sheep in front. What do you mean slow? Yeah. It's kind of fun actually, so you can create your own cup or championship. And even get, you know, if you finish first, you even get the trophy and like 100k. That's kind of cool. I just wish you could filter out tracks you don't want to see, like Rome Short, Seattle Short. You get those boring tracks in Super Speedway. So the game really loves to throw those, so sometimes the cup is plagued by boring tracks and short ones. So I wish there was an option to filter those out, because there will always be at least one. Other than that, it's pretty good. Pretty balanced field always. I mean, not the field, but like pretty balanced between the first and second. And yeah, sadly the event synthesizer doesn't work with the racing cars, because the opponents will have worse cars. It's like arcade mode. If you go there with a racing car from your own garage, then AIs will still be only the S-Class, which has the likes of Blister Storm, Tuscan Speed 6, Viper, Daytona Coupe, something else. They only use the arcade mode cars, so you wanna go with not more than what the opponents are using. Yeah. Of course I didn't mean exactly like arcade mode that those would be the opponents, because it's actually synthesizing, putting in random cars instead of having arcade mode opponents. But what I mean is, if you go with like a racing car, then you only get that. The opponents will never have racing cars. On test course the opponents would be fine, but normal tracks they wouldn't hold a candle. Yeah, I never bothered to mess with the settings of cars. Only 2 times when I did hot lap challenges and wanted to get the best out of the car with my limited setup knowledge. Other than that, I never messed with them. Other than obviously downforce and setting super softs for speedrunning. But not like properly setting up a car or messing with any other setting anyway. Oh yeah, and then in the dealership speedrun, obviously, I had to do gear adjustments for 2 cars. Yeah, and when the physics are not exactly sim racing sophisticated. I mean, for the time they're good, but when you have all the bumps on the tracks and stuff, it's hard to find the right settings, and they might not even be realistic what you would want to go for. But yeah, setting up a suspension properly will gain you a lot of time, because it's a very important part of the car. Can make a huge difference. Oh, actually, I've done 3 hot lap challenges now that I think about it. I've done the Viper GTSR Team Oreca hot lap at Red Rock Valley. Someone requested me to do that. They wanted to find out whether it can do sub 1 or not, but no, it can't. I tried making the best settings, obviously not that hard for a simple track like that. And even though I failed the lap slightly, I was still kind of far off. sub 1, so don't think it's possible unless I know how to set up the car even better. Then I did GT1 road version on Rome Night. And I was beaten in the challenge by Submaniac because he knew how to set the gear ratios properly. I had a good lap, that's not the problem, but setups were crap, so he beat me. And then I've done Honda Accord Type R on Trial Mountain. All of those are uploaded in YouTube. Don't know if I'll ever get back to that again because it's honestly a chore to do the settings. But I can always do a no adjustments hot lap. It's kind of boring though that once you get that lap then it's just done, but when you have setups you can find more time by messing with them. And yeah, if this was GT1, that braking would have been fine, but this is GT2, you need to brake earlier, man. Well, I mean, it's a monster already, so like... But yeah, I mean, at least you can tune the Escudo in GT3. You can in this game, of course. In this game you don't need much more. It's already OP, but... GT3 you can actually tune it more. Yeah, although you would never reach that speed because the test course is too short. And the bank turns are too tight. In GT3 they're really long, so you don't lose much speed. And then the straights are obviously slightly longer. I gotta know like 2 kilometers, but in this game just over 1 kilometer. Oh yeah, the Sweet 12 sound. And then when you wheel spin on first gear, there's like becomes a machine gun like. But yeah, insane engine. Shame they never raced it, or think they like attempted, but yeah, that's about it. Kinda like the RS200. Great car, but it never saw fruition because the crew B died, and then similar story. Speed 12, I guess. Rule changes and stuff. And then in F1, Williams actually did develop a 4-wheel drive technically four-wheel drive Williams with 4 rear wheels, but it was never used because they were banned. It would have had crazy traction and power. But then FIA thought that, you know, let's just keep 4 wheels, just like on cars, okay? It's normal, man. But yeah, to put it to perspective, if we could do whatever we wanted to, we would only have to do 1 more race and then we would already have the money we need. Just 1 Red Rock Valley race, but now we have to grind a lot more. A lot more. Without licenses and without Speed 12. Yeah, I mean, it's no secret that the regulations heavily drag down the cars. They could be like crazy fast. Even if the tires stayed the same. Because I mean, they could go crazy and go all Chaparral 2J mode with extreme low clearance and then having those skirts and then having a fan that sucks the car into the ground. It goes so fucking fast. And slightly more powerful engines and unrestricted fuel flow. Everything. Could be insanely fast, but it's just the regulations. Yeah, imagine if they were like 2Js. Yeah, and I mean, drivers wouldn't be able to handle it. Cornerings would be so damn demanding that they wouldn't be able to last many laps. Don't know about like the tire wear and stuff, but yeah. Drivers wouldn't be able to handle those cars. You would need to be like exceptionally well built to last even a few laps. I thought we were still on S2000, so I was preparing to move down for race style. Muscle memory, man. I mean, of course, making a 2J kind of car wouldn't be an open wheeler anymore. Maybe you can make that whole sucking to the ground concept without making it non-open wheel. I mean, there were ground effect cars, which is nearly the same thing. But yeah, fucking 2J, it was just ridiculous looking, but it was so genius. Just a shame he wasn't reliable. If he was, he would have dominated. World's fastest refrigerator. There was even a GIF. I had to save it for myself. There was a GIF where they showed the front of a 2J, and when they fired up the jet engine, which is the fan, the car actually like moved a little bit closer to the ground. It like lowered itself because the vacuum effect happened, and then the car became slightly closer to the ground. Like, yeah, the suction and the vacuum is so intense that you could park your 2J into the ceiling if you just leave the fan going. Such intense vacuum and downforce that the car stays still in the ceiling. But yeah, it's just crazy how people figure this shit out. Resorting to fans to make the creeps as high as they can possibly be. No matter what you do, you can beat fans. If you wouldn't be able to use those, you wouldn't be able to get the best grip. On the plus side, console hasn't died again. It's been way longer than last time. And before it turns off, just as I say that, but yeah. It's not like consistently bad, it just happens randomly at any time, which means that it could work well for the next month and then suddenly do it again later on. Just don't know what the cause is. Okay. Like 15 more minutes and then I gotta end the stream. For a bit at least. Just going to watch F1 and then eat and then we'll resume. Resume for like 2 more hours because then I need to start packing and leave again for the week. We'll be able to continue for a bit anyway. I love the lag that occurs always on this turn. You can even see like the rock in the background flickering as it's like going visible and invisible, or invisible rather. Save those resources, man. Yeah, that turn right there is like the worst FPS problem in the game. There is the one in midfield too, but it's not as bad. Blah. Lol. We only need it for the most powerful cars. Boring. Oh well, at least the race is quick. For money grinding this would be pretty damn optimal, but I wonder why there needs to be a Sector 1 already that early. Why not after that turn? Like right here on the banner. Well, it pretty much is. The Sector 1 is only a few seconds. Maybe the game like requires 3 sectors per track. That was the case there. 3 sectors very weirdly placed. I mean, there's not much you can do, the track is really short, but still. Could have had just one or 2 sectors even. Oops. Oh well, doesn't matter. Alright, I'm gonna end the stream here, but we'll continue after I've eaten and obviously watched F1. So don't go too far, we'll continue in just about 2 hours. Alrighty. Back to the grinding hell. So we have almost 800k right now. Means we have to do like 40-ish, 50-ish more races. And then in the final part 9, we will complete the races and then this is done. And this part still will be focusing on getting that money. We're not that far from the goal. Corona. Thanks for the host, Nog. Wait a second. Are all of these black RX-7s the exact same? They look like them Touring B or X or something. The GT1 RX-7. Yeah, they all look the exact same. We'll have to see from the replay, since in GT mode you can't see what colors the participants are in the results. So we'll have to look from the replay. Might be slightly different models, but they look the exact same. Black ones. Who's driving? Okay, let's have a look. Okay, there might be different years, but... yeah, RZs, different years. And then RB. But yeah, other than that, almost the exact same, just different years and one RZ instead of RB. Would have been funny if they were also the same years and all the same models. No wonder they look so similar. Oh, I was thinking this was fully Krent Valley. Was lining myself for it. This time break earlier, we're not playing GT1. Good. Hey Ike, how's it going, man? Yeah, I play these games often. Well, lately I haven't played Gran Turismo exactly, but other racing games. But I play GT now and then. Only the first 4 though, I've never played 5 or 6, and I don't have Sport. I would have gotten it if I had a wheel that was compatible with PS4. But since I don't want to play with a gamepad. So that's why I skipped Sport altogether. But we'll see what happens with GT7, because I'm not upgrading my wheel anytime soon. But it takes time until it comes out anyway. Well, I mean, it's all pretty much whenever PS5 comes out. But there's still time. I'd definitely love to play a new GT installment, but my good old Logitech G27 is not made for PS4 or 5, unless it's somehow got the compatibility for it, but don't think so. Yeah, well, when it released, it didn't have a career mode. But GT Sport is just meant to be an esports spin-off. Like I suspected from the very start, it was never supposed to be GT7, it was just a taste of what's to come. But they added some kind of carrier, apparently, later on, but on launch there was nothing, so it's just the esports spin-off. People were, like, speculating whether it was meant to be GT7, but I knew from the beginning that it was meant to be something different for now, until they finally get to GT7. And in the past we've had 2 titles each platform, each next gen, but they kind of skipped out on PS4 and just released Sport for it, so yeah, but of course nowadays it takes even longer to develop games. And people like Polyphony don't wanna rush things. Except if we're speaking about GT3 and GT2. GT3 was still a lot more polished than GT2, but still came out kinda early. They could have released it easily like a year later and added some more content, but GT2 and GT3 were just, yeah, screwed over a little bit. Last good game is still GT4. GT5 and 6 were pretty lazy. I don't know whether they really rushed them per se, but it had that whole premium and standard car splitting and vacuum cleaners, and so in my eyes GT4 is still the last game, and I think they're like paying tribute to GT4 with GT7, with the world map being the exact same style as GT4, for example, so I'm hoping it's gonna be a big game. And hoping that cars actually sound like cars, and that each car would have a cockpit view. Hoping it would be the game, finally. Haven't had a good GT game in a while. I mean, people like Sport, but it's not part of the main line. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, in short, I would have played Sport if I had the wheel for it. And I really hope that they bring back some tracks from GT2, because GT2 had a lot of exclusive. There's Tahiti Road, Red Rock Valley, Grindelwald, Rome Night. The game had plenty of exclusives, so I'm hoping that GT7 brings one of those back. But obviously, since GT7 is part of the normal GT line, we now get fantasy tracks. GT Sport doesn't have a single. Or maybe it has like a few fantasy tracks, but they're all like original. They apparently didn't bring any track back from the previous games, which is Sport. So we'll see what tracks they bring back, but I hope at least something from GT2, because they were close to releasing Red Rock Valley, and I guess Grindelwald as well for GT PSP, but they cut them. So hoping at least something returns. Red Rock Valley would definitely be nice, even though it's a very plain track, but when you have next-gen physics and wheel support, it's gonna be nice driving there. And why not Grindelwald? Tahiti Road I'm not too sure about. Seems more like a playground to test your cars on. And Rome Knight, that's easily my favorite. It's so unique, but we'll see. We'll see what they plan on doing with tracks. Obviously they will bring back the good old tracks, at least some of them. Yeah. Well, for the first two games, the only real track was Laguna Seca, and it came on this game. And then partially real, the Pikes Peak dirt course, and then technically, even though they're not realistic, Seattle and Rome circuit are actually based on real streets. But they've like modified it a bit, like getting rid of all the, you know, because it's too complex to recreate on PS1, getting rid of all the lanes and lines on the asphalt, and then like getting rid of dividers. Otherwise they are actually based on real streets. So that was really cool to find out. I always thought they were like made up, but they are based on real streets, just without dividers and all that would be in traffic. And like all the signs and all that. And then it also blew my mind that in GT3 they introduced the Tokyo, forgot what the route was called. That's also based on real streets, and when I had a look at a video where someone drives through the course in traffic, it looked the exact same. Like the scenery, the buildings, it looked the exact same, so they recreated that really well. Thought it was like random, just like in GT2, but no. Tokyo is pretty much real, but I guess there too they got rid of dividers and stuff. There were a lot of lines still in the asphalt, so they did that one justice. And for some twisted reason I also hope that Complex String would return, even though it's more like a test track, and like the name implies, it's a very complex track, so it might be very tiresome to drive on, but if they would even bring that back as a test track, that would be cool. No. They aren't racing in Rome or Seattle or Tokyo. The devs just thought that, hey, we need some variants with circuits from all over the world, so let's take America, Seattle, then Rome, Italy, and then naturally, since this is a Japanese game, they had to bring Tokyo in GT3. And this track, which we're driving on right now, is supposed to be Japanese too, apparently. And of course, from the very beginning, oh yeah, this is a GT... Never mind, I was about to say GT2 exclusive, but no, it's introduced in GT2. But the exclusives I mentioned earlier. So yeah, I was about to say that the special stage routes are obviously a nod to Japanese highways with the night lighting and everything. But those, I'm pretty sure they're not based on anything. Based on any real streets. Unlike Tokyo. Then comes GT4, we get lots of real tracks. Of course in GT3 they added Monaco, but just 2 real tracks, and then in GT4 we get a bunch. I don't mind this track too much. Like, I don't care about it because it's very plain. That might be cool. Trial Mountain is obviously something I'm looking forward to. One of the coolest original tracks. But it's still nothing compared to Grand Valley or something else. Oh yeah, Deep Forest too. Might be cool if they brought that as well. Also, are we doing this again? Sometimes the game loves to throw the same track in a row. Same direction too, and case in point. Fine, we'll be doing this again. Like, come on, you have 20 tracks to choose from or so, and you decide to stick with the same. Sometimes I really question this game. There was even one time I was doing a speedrun, and the game knew that I was on a good run and it denied it by throwing me 4 Rome nights in a row. Yeah, I mean, originality is always good, that they would make some new tracks, but I really want to see at least some of the old classics on super realistic looking next gen. But yeah, I was doing a manufacturer percent speedrun, and there obviously all the races are randomized. And I'm like, come on, give me super speedway, and then I get 4 Rome nights in a row. If I knew that was gonna happen, then of course I would have picked it from the get-go. You know, the first time the game gave me it. I was like hoping, give me something shorter, but no. 4 times in a row, that's impossible almost. And then I think after that we got like a short track. But I mean, what good is it when you already wasted time in the menu? Would have been the same if you did the first Rome night instead of waiting for like super speed with a bit of fifth recycle. Or 4th actually, but you know, the 5th track. Autumn Ring is also cool, but Trial Mountain and Grand Valley, they're the coolest. Yeah, we'll see what they will do with the tracks. It's obviously no secret that they won't bring everything back, even from like GT3 and its limited tracks. Probably won't bring back Rome Circuit or even Seattle. Apricot Hill most likely will return. You know, like proper circuits instead of street circuits. That's what they'll probably focus on more. We had quite a lot of street circuits in GT4, for example. We had Tokyo, Seoul in Korea, then obviously Tokyo, Seattle, Rome, Paris, and some other street circuits, so there were a lot. Then obviously special state route. Oh yeah, and then obviously New York, I missed that. Lots and lots and lots of street circuits in 4. I'm also gonna switch the car after this race. Would be nice to have a change. I want to try the same car constantly. I'm also secretly, low-key, desperately hoping that they would bring back the S-Space F1. It's only appeared in this game to date. I'm pretty sad because it's such an epic concept car and I would like to drive it with the next-gen physics and graphics. Don't mind so much about the other GT2 exclusives, but that car, please. Yeah, it's okay if you don't. Have you ever played the first two? Alright. But I guess you just don't remember, because everyone should know that car. I know Escudo stole the attention. Yeah, the S-Pace F1 is just such a cool concept car. Probably all time for me. It's so unique, it's so crazy, and it's so fast. I can show you that car once we're done with this race. So yeah, swapping the car, but not before showing you the car that I adore. So weird that they didn't bring that back even in GT4, the game which boasts like over 700 cars. Oh well, I might as well switch the car. Yeah, just showing it in this game form. Just look at that. And even though it weighs 1300 kilo, it's still pretty light for what it is, because it's made out of carbon fiber and stuff. And it has the F1 engine from the 97 Williams. Yeah, 3.5 liter 40 valve V10 from the 97 Williams. And this car is pretty damn fast. And when I looked at some onboard videos, or a video of that car, it was weird that the shifters were actually buttons on a large wheel, like, yeah, a boss wheel. regular car wheel. Would have been more practical if there were shifters, but they were actually buttons, like on top of the wheel. That's really impractical. Then again, that's just a concept car. It was never supposed to race or anything, so we'll give them that. But they might as well have the shifters, or at least like a sequential gearbox stick, or like a rally lever. But what's done's done. Yeah, they just don't do stuff like that anymore. But all they produce are just weird looking, ugly, futuristic cars with most of them being like electric cars, and some are just really ugly. I just don't like many of today's cars. Like, I barely like anything that comes out today. Like the new NSX, I refuse to accept that as an NSX. It looks so different from the original. The new Supra though, I don't mind that much. You can still clearly see it's a Supra, but the NSX it looks like a completely different car. Like a new model. Yeah, for me the pre-2000 was the golden age, which is exactly what this game is about. Released on the lip of 2000. There were some cool cars from 2000s as well, but I like most of the 19th cars. Especially Japanese. So look at the clock as well. Oh yeah, I actually need to end the stream, because I wanted to play some GTA before I left for the week. So sorry to cut it short, but I want to do something else too, because even though I have pretty much packed everything already for the week, since I will leave to study for the week, I want to do something else too. Especially with the GTA updates now being live, there's plenty of stuff to do. But yeah, thanks for watching, and we will return next weekend. And we will probably finish this in the next part. We're close to the money goal we need to be at, but if we don't, then at the latest in part 10. But yeah, we'll see once we finish this, so till next time.